9th. The world ended 20 years ago today. What a strange, awful anniversary to celebrate. 20 years, and this city is still in ruins. 20 years, and the citizens are still dying on the streets. 20 years, and I'm no closer to fixing my mistake. As I look on the horizon today, I see many laborers going to their lottery jobs. They cling to hope that the ticket they earn will win them the vaccine they need to survive. Green Lung continues to take lives every day, but the people of this town are stubborn, resilient. They refuse to give up in the face of death.
Hopefully dealing with the reactor won't take too long. I'm starting to see why this was a lottery job. This better be worth it. There's a piece of paper stuck up there. Oh my God. Hello? Can you hear me?
Took you long enough. I thought I was raving food. It's only been, what, a day now?
We need to get you out of here.
Hey, calm down, kid. I'm fine where I am.
Who are you?
They didn't tell you?
I'm afraid not.
Typical. Aristocrats don't give a rat's ass about anyone else till their lights go out.
I'm sorry. I don't quite follow.
Did Tiberius send you to fix the reactor?
Yes. Oh, I see. I'm your replacement, aren't I?
It would seem so. Certainly hope you have better luck than I did.
So what happened to you?
Are you blind, kid? I came down here. I was about to get the reactor running, and there was a tremor. All hell breaks loose, and now I'm crawling my way to the Reaper.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be. Comes with the territory. But then, you should know that, right?
Is there anything you need? Anything I can help you with?
I'm a dead man. Even if you went for help, I'd be gone by the time you got back.
There's nothing at all? Can I do anything to make you more comfortable?
You're nice, kid. But nice will get you killed. Just do your job. I'm not going anywhere.
Don't move. I'll be back.
Your sense of humor needs some work, kid.
Sorry. It's not, but this reactor looks worse for wear. Mister?
Huh?
I think this reactor needs a code, and I don't have it. Do you?
You don't do this type of work often, do you?
Not a reactor, no. I'm more experienced with cars, pumps, easy fixes.
So a lottery worker, huh? Who's the vaccine for?
Why do you care?
Hang on. You look familiar. Do I know you?
I'm a mechanic. I've got a shop just outside town. Maybe you came in.
I knew a guy named Cooper Wellard once. I had a shop around there. Are you related?
He was my dad. What's it matter to you?
You're Cooper's girl. So do you even care about Tiberius?
I care about getting medicine.
You said you wanted to help me, right?
Yes. Do you need anything?
I do. And if it works out, you'll never have to work a lottery job again.
Excuse me?
You heard me. But first, I need to know you're serious about helping.
This sounds really sketchy. How do I know I'll be safe?
I can't make any promises, but you're Cooper's kid. If I can trust anyone to help me, it's you.
All right, I'll help you.
Is that a promise?
Yes.
Thank you. Before my accident, I figured out that this reactor just needs a hard reset. To do that, you'll need to input the reset code, which is the unit's serial number. Just find the compliance plate and you'll be good to go. By the way, how's your shooting?
Could be worse, could be better.
Then take this.
A crossbow?
It's not like I need it anymore. I picked it up off that corpse over there. It hasn't got any bolts, but I see you already got one from that other body.
Thanks. I'll see about getting that reactor started. It's too corrupt. I should probably leave the sun. I can't read. There's a piece. Candle might be useful. I'll take my bowl, too. Let's take a... I can feel the embossed letters underneath. I can... I can...
get over here.
That was faster than I expected. Maybe there's still time to...
Your optimism's cute, but I'm not going anywhere. Listen up, okay? This is how you can help me. Take this letter. It's going to Danton in the Market District. You should be able to find the right place if you ask around.
Danton? Who's that? I don't know anyone named Danton in the Market District.
You'll figure it out. Look, it's very important to me and to you that you deliver this letter.
I understand. I'll take care of it.
Great. Now for the second part of the deal. I need you to shoot me in the head. Clean as you can.
No. I can't.
I'm in a lot of pain, kid. Let me die with some dignity. There's no way I'd get fixed up in time. We both know it. I want to go out on my own terms.
I don't know if I can.
Buck up, kid. It's a hard world, and in order to survive, you gotta do lots of things you don't like. Reaper be damned! Don't go out my own way. Please, let's just get this over with. In case you were wondering, this really hurts.
Last chance. Are you sure about this?
Completely. You can do it. One last thing.
Yes?
What was your name again? It's been so long since I heard Cooper talk about you.
It's Amy. What's yours?
Not important.
It's for me.
Beg your pardon?
You asked before about my taking this job, who the vaccine was for. It's for me. I started feeling the symptoms about a week ago, and, well, I'm desperate.
Ah, shit. I'm so sorry. What's happening to you? What happened to your old man? It's not fair. You can make it right, Amy. Just deliver the letter, and everything will change. You'll see. Thank you. I wish you nothing but the best.
This has really gone and thrown a wrench in the works. Nothing useful in this room. Nothing in there. Why do cultists even bother coming out here? Might look nice on my wall, but I'll leave it be for now. I'm not the landscaper. I'll leave the weed. Hello, I'm here to see Tiberius.
Very well. Proceed. Welcome back, miss. I trust the job went well?
Well enough. Can I go up?
Yes, but I'm afraid we're going to have to hold on to your weapon. I'm sure you understand.
I do. Here you go.
Thank you. Take the elevator to the top floor and let the soothsayer know you've arrived.
Ah, the soothsayer. Right.
He's harmless. If he tries to tell your fortune, just go with it. It makes him feel important.
Thanks for the advice. Keep it together. This'll be over soon.
Ah, hello. Please, come in.
I feel like he's staring right into my soul.
You are the girl who was sent to repair the reactor, are you not?
Yes, that's right. I've done the job.
Excellent. Minister Tiberius will be most pleased. I have been authorized to give you your payment. 1 ticket for tomorrow's lottery drawing. Oh my.
Is something wrong?
Your aura. I felt it when I brushed your hand.
My aura?
Yes. You must allow me to give you spiritual counsel. I sense great turmoil within you.
No, that's okay.
Please, I insist. There is no need to be afraid of the spirits. I can promise they are more afraid of you.
Oh, what the hell.
I'll need both hands, please. Now please, relax. I need to study your aura. Interesting. Your soul appears to have a tiny seam right in the center. A loose thread, dangerously close to unraveling. The source of this seems to be a decision which torments you. What did you encounter on your job, if I may ask?
I met a dying man. He made me promise to deliver a letter.
I see. Do you have this letter with you?
Yes, it's right here.
May I see it? I feel it has great importance. Yes. Fascinating. Minister Tiberius would be most interested in this. You should speak with him about it. He is just up the stairs. You may tell him I have sent you.
Thanks. That was very informative.
Think nothing of it.
Hello?
Yes? What is it, citizen?
Your soothsayer gave me my ticket, but he said I should see you.
Ah, a lottery worker. Thank you for your service. What was your task?
The broken reactor in Sector 82. You had sent another technician ahead before me.
Ah, yes, of course. The one that never reported back. I take it you made his acquaintance.
I did. He had been crushed under some rubble. I had to...
Yes, quite unfortunate. I suppose you can consider yourself lucky that you did not meet the same fate. Perhaps this good fortune will continue for tomorrow's lottery drawing. Now then, what exactly did you want to speak to me about, Miss...
Wellard. Amy Wellard. Well, the man who died, he gave me this letter.
Oh? And he wanted you to deliver it to me?
No, actually. He asked me to deliver it to someone called Danton.
I beg your pardon. Did you say Danton?
Yes. Somewhere in the market district.
I see. Do you intend to honor this man's dying wish?
Yes. I made a promise and I plan to keep it.
Then I wish you the best of luck in your endeavor. A word of warning, however. I've heard that this Danton runs in rather undesirable social circles.
I'm sure I could take care of myself.
I have no doubt that you can. However, I also think it would behoove you to refrain from mentioning any contact with me. Once you have delivered your letter, come back here. I believe I will have more work for you, with better pay. You are interested in more work, aren't you?
I don't know. That last job was pretty dangerous, and
Very well. You have your payment. If you choose to return for more work, I will not turn you away. Know, however, that my generosity has its limits. Now, if you've nothing else to discuss, I bid you good day. I'm sorry, my sweet boy. Where were we in today's lesson?
Here's your weapon back. By order of Tiberius, I've restocked your crossbow with a couple of bolts. Consider it a gift from the Ministry for your loyal service.
thanks.
Soothsayer give you any trouble?
No, but he didn't exactly impress me with his insight. I mean, he didn't even tell me I was... Anyway, I might be back later.
watches from the skies and sends ahead his birds. They let him know when someone dies, their mortal souls he herds. If you can't hear singing, but you see their eyes glow red, the Reaper will be coming to take away the dead. When the Reaper comes around, he'll take away your soul, put you in his pocket, and take you for a stroll. Beware the red-eyed ravens, they mean the Reaper's near. He'll take away your loved ones and all whom you hold dear. The Reaper watches from the skies and sends ahead his birds. They let him know when someone dies, their mortal souls he herds. If you can't hear singing, but you see their eyes glow red, the Reaper will be coming to take away the...
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hi, Amy.
That's a pretty scary rhyme you're saying, isn't it?
Only if you're scared of the Reaper, like Jimmy. He saw a raven yesterday and peed his pants. Do you believe in the Reaper, Amy?
Yes, I do.
Well, I don't. It's just a dumb story.
Well, you're pretty brave, Tina.
Yeah, I know.
Where did you kids find that jump rope?
Jimmy found it in a field behind his house. Pretty cool, huh? We haven't had something like this to play with in a long time.
Yeah, it's pretty great. How about letting me have a turn?
Really?
Sure, I was pretty good at jumping a rope when I was a kid.
Well, okay.
Cece, my playmate, come scavenge stuff with me, and we'll be jolly friends. Climb up the rotten tree, climb down this ladder into my secret room, and we'll be jolly friends till all goes boom. Miss Susie went to market, she heard the ringing bell. The guards came for Miss Susie and sent her off to hello, Mr. Nero. Please do you have the time? If you don't stop and tell me, I'll kick your big behind the broken window. There was a piece of glass, Tiberius sat on it and cut up his dumb. Ask me no more questions, tell me no more lies. Germanicus and Claudius forgot to do their flies are on the bodies. Ravens in the park, Miss Susie saw the Reaper in the dark. Last night and the night before, my lungs were feeling kind of sore. Will they let me stay at home or put me in the quarantine zone? Mama, mama, I feel sick. Call the doctor, quick, quick, quick. Doctor, doctor, will I die? Close your eyes and count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm still alive and on Channel 5. Miss Mary Mac, all dressed in black, 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 because her brother had an attack, tack. He asked the ministry, if they had work to get some medicine as a perk. He went away, and to this day, nobody knows if he's okay. Okay, I think that's enough for me. Aren't you kids supposed to be in school?
No, school got canceled this week because our teacher got green lung.
That's awful. Is she going to be okay?
Dunno. She didn't look too sick, so maybe she'll be back soon. I hope she is. Miss Campbell is nice. I'd be sad if she got sent to the quarantine zone.
I'm sure she'll be back next week. You'll see. I'll see you kids later.
Bye, Amy. When the Reaper comes around, he'll take away.
It's nice to be home. I just wish I could forget about everything and stay in for the rest of the day. The hubcap from the first car I ever worked on. You're coming with me, Bucket. You'll be done one day soon, I promise. I won't let Dad down. Various mechanical parts and junk I've picked up to use in my projects.
Beware the red-eyed ravens. They mean the Reaper's near. He'll take away your loved ones and all.
Hey, Gordon.
Amy, what are you looking for?
Are you feeling all right? It's strange to see you with a face mask.
I'm okay. Just being careful. I saw my neighbor cough up blood the other day, so...
What about your daughter?
She's staying at a friend's house while I'm out during the day. I got her wearing a cloth mask too. I just wish I could get her something better, like an actual gas mask.
Business doing okay, Gordon?
Could be better. Could always be better. I'm getting desperate, thinking of taking a lottery job.
I just came from doing one myself, actually.
No kidding. I was starting to wonder where you'd been lately. Who for?
Tiberius.
Oof. I don't envy you there. But I meant who was the vaccine for?
Oh, I just thought it might be good to have some. Just in case, you know?
That's not a bad idea at all. And you're young enough that those jobs make sense. I don't think I'm cut out for energy work myself. I'd probably go to resources and maybe knowledge.
Lottery jobs are still lottery jobs, Gordon. I don't think they get any easier based on ministry.
You're probably right. Well, I hope I sell a lot today then. How's the Quicksilver restoration going, by the way?
Slowly, as always. Still looking for those elusive parts.
Well, I wish you luck. I'm always on the lookout for you.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Have you got anything good for sale?
Nothing that would interest you currently, but I get new things in all the time. If you check back later, I'll let you know when I've got something you'll like.
Have you got anything good for sale?
Nothing that would interest you currently, but I get new things in all the time. If you check back later, I'll let...
Do you know anyone around here named Danton?
Danton? Doesn't sound familiar. Sorry.
Bye, Gordon.
Goodbye.
I don't like to be interrupted.
Attention citizens, 2 minutes of silence will be observed this evening at sundown in remembrance of last day.
Young lady, have you made peace with yourself and loved ones? Death is coming, and we must be prepared to welcome it with open arms.
What?
The Reaper patrols the skies in search of the next chosen one. Will it be you?
I don't think it will.
Do not be so quick to dismiss him. Was there something in particular you wanted?
I really should be going.
So be it.
Well, well. Look who decided to stop by.
Nice to see you too, Gus.
How can I be of service?
The farm holding up all right?
Not so great. We've been having a pretty rough year so far.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we'll recover, to be honest. I'm not even sure how much longer we'll be able to keep doing this. Might have to close up shop and head somewhere else. I wish Pop hadn't been so stubborn and invested in one of those automated farmhands. We could have been nice and comfy doing government work. And you could have gotten in on the action and fixed them for us when they broke. How come you never offered to repair stuff for the aristocrats anyway?
I apply every week, but they just don't want me, I guess. It's fine. I get by with my freelance repairs.
Yeah, well.
What's on sale today?
See for yourself. Stock's a bit limited, but I've got this chicken and some slabs of meat. They're a bit scrawny, but salt and dry them and they should last you a fair bit. See anything you fancy?
It all looks nice, Gus, but I haven't got anything to trade.
Could give you something on credit, you know that.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate the offer, but I'm okay. I'll come back if it's been a few days.
Don't let it get to that point if you can. It's not healthy. You need to eat.
You're starting to sound like Marishka. Do you know someone called Danton?
Danton? Never heard of him. Sorry.
See you later, Gus.
You bet.
Better not. Hi, Denby.
Oh, hi, Amy.
What are you up to?
Oh, you know, standing, breathing, the usual.
So, what's that behind you then?
Oh, that? Just my latest piece, in the works.
Another art project?
Yeah, I need to take a break from forging handwriting. It pays the bills, but doesn't feed the soul.
Everyone needs a hobby, I guess.
Anyway, I've got this chalk, so I'm trying to, think of something funny to put on the wall. I just haven't gotten any good ideas yet.
Where did you get that chalk?
I made it.
You made it?
Yeah, from Marichka's dandruff. Gross, but effective.
Quit messing around, Denby.
Fine. You promise not to tell anyone?
Promise.
Okay, well, I was scavenging around Fripp Square, and I broke into one of the classrooms at the fancy rich kid school.
Denby.
There wasn't anyone around. It's not like they'll miss it.
I swear, Denby, I am not pulling your ass out of jail.
I know what I'm doing. Besides, they deserve it. People are starving out here, and the aristocrats are just sitting around powdering their wigs.
So, do you need all that chalk? Can I have some?
Sorry, Amy, I only have one piece, and I need it to finish this drawing.
Not even a tiny little bit?
I can't. You want some? Help me break into the place next time.
Next time?
Never again. Ever, ever.
I think I have an idea for your drawing.
Really? What is it?
Why not draw Gus wearing a tutu?
Oh man, he'll go nuts! Thanks, Amy. I'll get to work on that right away.
Hi, Denby.
Oh,
I think I...
really?
You could draw Tiberius with stink lines coming off him.
Yeah, and I'll write Tiberius stinks underneath. Thanks, Amy. I'll get to work on that right away.
Hello, Marishka.
Amy, hello.
I'm looking for someone named Danton. Do you know who that is?
Danton? Danton. No, never heard of that person before. Who is it?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Well, good luck to you.
How's the day treating you so far?
Well enough. Luckily, the guard bell hasn't sounded today. I get so upset when they come through here.
Have they been coming through here a lot lately?
A bit more than normal. It makes me so mad.
I know, it's annoying. But just try to forget about it. As long as they don't bother you, it doesn't matter. I have to go now.
Okay, you come back and see me again soon, all right?
Attention citizens. If you spot anyone with signs of advanced green lung, be sure to report them to the Ministry of Medicine. Doing so will save lives. A reminder to all citizens, the next drawing in the vaccine lottery will be held tomorrow at sundown. Citizens, this is a reminder that the Ministry of Medicine will continue conducting weekly screenings for green lung. Attention citizens, 2 minutes of silence will be observed this evening at sundown in remembrance of Blast Day. Anyone wishing to enter the vaccine lottery may do so by visiting the appropriate ministry and applying for a work permit. Attention citizens, if you spot anyone with signs of advanced green lung, be sure to report them to the Ministry of Medicine. Doing so will save lives.
Hi, Nelson.
Good to see you, Amy. What can I do for you?
Have you had many visitors today?
You're the first, but the day is still young. I'm sure someone will come along.
Wouldn't it make more sense for you to sell your books?
Knowledge should always be free, Amy. Anyone can borrow what I have. Remember, if you ever want to take a break and enjoy a book, you're welcome to.
Could you tell me what it was like before the bombs?
Yes, of course. It's always nice to recall the old days. On sunny days, the sky used to be a beautiful shade of blue. You remember that?
Vaguely. I was only 5 when the bombs fell.
There's a lot of photos of it in my books, so the memory isn't completely lost, but it's not quite the same.
I think I'd like to read for a while, if that's okay.
Of course. What subject are you interested in reading about?
I'm interested in learning something about history.
Wonderful. I think I've got just the book for you.
Hi, Nelson.
Good to...
I think
Of course.
I'd like to...
One...
Hi, Nelson.
Good to see you.
I think
Of course.
I'm interested in reading about philosophy.
Wonderful. I think I've got just the book for you.
Hi, Nelson.
Good to see you, Amy. What can I do for you?
Have you heard of someone called Danton?
Danton? I know a historical figure named Danton. Is that who you mean?
I'm not sure exactly. I'm looking for someone who goes by the name Danton.
Ah, well, then I'm afraid I can't help you with that.
What else can you...
There were so many things people had. Electricity, running water, mobile phones. I think most of us took those things for granted. People used to say that technology was ruining our humanity, that we were forgetting how to talk to each other if it wasn't through some device. Funny how it took the near collapse of society to bring us back together.
I'll see you later, Nelson.
I look forward to your return.
A reminder to all citizens, the next drawing in the vaccine lottery will be held tomorrow at sundown. Citizens, this is a reminder that the Ministry of Medicine will continue conducting weekly screenings for green lung.
I remember that statue terrifying me when I was younger. Now it just looks sad. How's it going, Clem?
Not so bad, Amy. What's up?
How's business? Traffic in this alley isn't exactly bustling.
Yeah, but people know where to find me. I'm not starving, so I suppose I'm doing okay.
Why don't you move to a better location?
I've got my reasons.
I'll take your word for it.
What about you? Repair business going okay?
Yeah, I'm taking a little break for now, but it's been steady.
Hey, as long as life's cozy, you do what you want.
Got anything good available today?
I glazed some of the bowls I made from the abandoned terracotta near the salt flats. Ah, look at how they shine in the light.
That's lovely, but not really my style.
If I had a food voucher for every time somebody told me that...
Maybe if you had something with more color?
Yeah, I know. It just ain't so easy getting colored glazes. If business is bad, I don't want to waste them on pots that won't sell.
I'm looking for someone named Danton.
The name sounds familiar, but...
But what?
What? I don't know if I could be of much help. Maybe if you had some more information.
Are you sure you can't tell me anything about Danton?
Sorry, Amy. I don't think I can. Maybe if you had something else besides just the name.
See you later.
Take care.
Clem, you know how I was asking about Danton? It's because I was given this letter to deliver. Does that ring any bells?
Not really. No. Sorry.
Okay. Thanks anyway. I've already shown him.
Hey, Amy.
What?
I suggest you brush up on your calligraphy.
Come again?
Just some advice, is all.
Do you have any less cryptic advice?
You'll figure it out.
What kind of advice is brush up on your calligraphy? Hi, Denby.
Oh,
Are those Tiberius's guards coming around the corner?
What? No way, they can't be. I didn't hear the bell ring.
Oh, sorry. It was just someone in a blue jacket.
You have a...
Do you know of someone called Danton?
No. That's a pretty stupid sounding name if you ask me.
See you later.
See ya.
I think I can get a clear shot from here.
Oh, crap!
That was a pretty good trick, Amy. I won't tell him it was you.
I just hope he learned his lesson. Well, since Denby's no longer using it, I'll just hold on to it for him. Let's take a closer look. Fancy looking wax seal. That letter on it looks awfully familiar. Interesting, I can't see. Let's... Well, that did something.
You! Come down here. Who are you? What are you doing in here?
My name is Amy, and I have a message for Danton.
And? What is it?
Here, I was given this letter to deliver to Danton.
I see. Wait here a sec.
Who are you, and where did you get this?
Danton, I presume?
Indeed. Now answer my question. Where did you get this letter?
It was given to me by a technician in Sector 82.
He gave it to you? Why? What happened to him?
He was crushed under some rubble. He gave me the letter after I agreed to, well, put him out of his misery. I tried getting him out of there, I swear, but he said this was more important.
Damn it. Milton was a good man. His loyalty won't be forgotten.
He wouldn't have given that letter to just anyone, Danton. She must have earned his trust somehow.
Yes. Although I still have a few questions. What were you doing down there in the first place?
Why do you need to know? What's important is that you have the letter now.
I appreciate your desire for privacy, but I don't think you realize what you've gotten into. I suggest you tell me. I'd hate to have to do anything to you.
Fine. I was just scavenging for resources.
And you just happened upon Milton?
Yes. And he asked me to deliver this letter.
I don't know about her, Danton. Are we sure she's not lying?
Bruce makes a good point. You could have just stolen this letter. How can we be sure you didn't?
If I had stolen it, why would I have gone through the trouble of delivering it?
If you're a government spy, you'd go to any lengths to find us. I'm curious, what was it you said to Milton that made him give you this letter?
He asked me about my dad. Turns out they knew each other.
Oh?
Yeah, Cooper Wellard.
What? You're Cooper Wellard's daughter?
Come to think of it, I do see a resemblance.
I never heard anything about him having a daughter. Did you know?
No, I...
Hang on, just who are you people anyway?
Seems he protected you from us. Can't say I blame him. Thank you for delivering this letter. In exchange for it, we'll let you out of here. But you must swear to me not to tell anyone what you've seen in here.
I thought you were supposed to help me. Why shouldn't I just go tell everyone how pointless this was?
In time, your help will come. Meanwhile, I strongly discourage telling anyone about our presence. I would hate to have to do anything to stop you.
Fine. I swear I won't say anything.
I'm glad that's settled. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to read this message. Do be careful with what you stumble into, Amy.
Tough lady.
The best leaders tend to be, yes.
Hey.
What do you want?
Are you Danton's personal bodyguard?
That's right. I make sure only the right people get to see her.
And exactly who are the right people?
People who don't ask a lot of questions.
What are you doing here?
I'll tell you what I don't do, and that's answer questions from strangers off the street.
Fine. I see how it is. Keep on doing what you're doing.
So, found Danton, did you?
Yeah, interesting lady.
You could say that, but her heart's in the right place.
So I take it you're involved with those people in there somehow.
Maybe, maybe not. I'm just keeping my nose where it belongs. Sorry I couldn't just give you the secret knock, but it's not really my place. I knew you'd get it on your own.
Fair enough.
Anyway, I'll let you get on with your business. Have a good one, Evie.
Thanks. No, not now. Relax. Deep breaths. You can beat this. You can beat this.
Are you all right, young lady?
Yeah, I'm fine.
If you don't mind my saying, you don't look fine at all.
I'm fine, really. I was just out of breath.
Lying to yourself isn't the answer. You should embrace your demise.
Oh, I should I?
You've been marked. It's obvious. The Reaper is coming for you. You should consider yourself lucky. It's only a matter of time before you pass on into the next world.
Look, creepy. I'm not spending what time I have left alive worshipping death, okay? Leave me alone.
If that's what you want, then I will. But remember that accepting him will make your remaining life much easier. Should you change your mind, the acolytes of the Reaper will welcome you at the Cathedral of St. Stephen.
The one with a half a plane sticking out of it?
That is the one. May death come to you swiftly, young lady.
I think I'm gonna need a few more lottery tickets after all. I'm not interested. I have business with Tiberius.
Very good. Your weapon, please.
Welcome back. I had a vision I'd be seeing you again. Your aura is one of the more vibrant ones I have seen in some time.
Okay.
Ah, you return!
Yes, and I delivered the letter to Danton.
Excellent. You have made contact with them. Good work.
So, do you have any more jobs for me?
Yes, as promised. As I'm sure you've gathered, Danton is the head of a group of terrorists bent on destroying the government. I need you to be my spy.
I thought lottery jobs were more labor-intensive. Haven't you got people in your government who do this sort of thing?
Alas, I do not. Which is why I am in desperate need of a citizen such as yourself to help me. Would you watch this new civilization we've struggled to build be undone by a group of upstarts?
No, but they don't really seem like much of a threat, just a group of idealists.
Yes, and the last time a group of idealists formed, they attempted to destroy the Ministry of Knowledge. Danton's group is an ever-growing threat, and they must be controlled and subdued as quickly as possible. Return to them. Tell them you wish to aid them. If they request you perform some task for them, do so to gain their trust. Of course, use your judgment wisely. If you break any laws, I can only offer you so much protection. When you know more of what they plan, come back and inform me. And as before, do not let them know you are there on my behalf. They would surely kill you on the spot.
I don't know. I'm starting to have second thoughts about this.
I realize this is a dangerous undertaking. If you succeed, I can offer you a government job. You'll be able to receive vaccine as you need it.
If I can have a mechanic's job, then we have a deal.
I'm sure we can arrange something. I wish you luck in your task. Of course I have a backup plan. Now behave yourself, and let us continue with arithmetic.
I wish you luck on your task, young lady, and offer some advice. Beware false friends.
How did you... Right, I guess that's your job. Never mind.
Here's your weapon.
Thanks.
Amy, didn't expect to see you back so soon.
Yeah, I remembered that I had something else to talk to Danton about. No big deal, really. Don't mind me.
Whatever you say.
You again?
I'd like to speak with Danton, please.
Fine. Wait here.
So you're back. What is it now?
I know who you are and what your people are doing. I'd like to help.
I'm flattered that you want to help us, but I feel we have some matters to resolve first.
What matters are those?
Enough of these games. You're going to have to start telling me the truth if you want to get out of here alive.
What? I have been. Let's not be so drastic.
Don't play coy with me, Blondie. Do you think I'm stupid? I had you followed when you left here. I know you went to the Ministry of Energy. Now I'm only gonna ask you this once, and I want the truth. Are you working for Tiberius or aren't you?
I am. I was told to spy on you and report everything I can.
Well, you're either a terrible spy, or your loyalty to Tiberius is quite lacking.
It's a lottery job. I'm just doing what I was told.
A lottery job? Oh, I see.
And what other choice have I got? It's not like I can walk up to the Ministry of Medicine and buy a dose.
I'm so sorry. You don't deserve what's happening to you. This is why we have to act. They've been beating us down for so long, nobody remembers a time when they were prosperous and free. Struggling against the system may not be pretty, but it's the only way we can improve our lives.
Danton, if she's got a connection to Tiberius, she could prove useful.
You know, you're right. Having another double agent would be beneficial to us now that we've lost Milton. But I'm not gonna make you this offer for free. I'd hate for Tiberius to outbid me for your loyalty. Instead of hoping your lottery ticket gets chosen, how about you end up with as many actual doses of vaccine as you want?
What are you talking about? You have access to vaccine?
Not just yet, but if all goes to plan, we will. I'll tell you more as soon as you help us out with something. Are you familiar with the junk vendor and butcher in the market?
Gordon and Gus? Of course. They're good friends of mine.
Then it may interest you to know that they work for me.
I had no idea.
They usually spare us some of their extra supplies, but they've been unable to keep up the last few months. I suspect they've fallen on hard times. See what's going on with them and help them if you can. Once you've finished, come back here, and we'll do what we can for you. Oh, and when you talk to them, use the code phrase, "I've got the perfect life." That will let them know you're working for me. Now get to it. Don't come back here until you've finished. And remember, I expect your loyalty. If you set foot anywhere near the Ministry of Energy, I don't want to see you meet an unfortunate end. I'm sure you understand.
Hello and welcome to the Shardlight commentary mode. I'm Francisco Gonzalez, the game's writer and designer. I want to start off by saying thank you for buying and playing the game. Of course, if you didn't buy it, shame on you. And if you haven't finished playing it, you probably should, because this commentary is going to be full of spoilers. You'll notice that some new buttons have appeared on the screen. In addition to the regular commentary pausing the game occasionally, you can also choose specific commentaries with these buttons. A is for the art commentary with Ben Chandler, P is the producer commentary with Dave Gilbert, D is the designer commentary with me, and M is the music commentary with Nathaniel Chambers, the game's composer. So sit back, relax, play the game, enjoy the commentary, and thanks again.
One question that came up a lot on Primordia after I worked on it, well after I worked on it, was what were my influences, and everybody kind of assumed it was Blade Runner, which was funny because it wasn't, but in retrospect, like, I could totally see how other people would think that, and it clearly is very inspired by, I mean, feels like it's inspired by it, but it was actually more inspired by other things. And so with Shardlight, I feel like one of the first things I thought about for the commentary was talking about what my influences would be. So very early on, I was told to be influenced by Steve Wilson, and I really liked his music and enjoy his work, but I didn't listen to him a ton before the project. I did listen to some of his work and really enjoy it, but not as much as, say, other artists. And so I think the first time when you're given suggestions of who to be inspired by on a soundtrack, you look for comparisons to artists who are really at the core of things you are familiar with. And so I listened to him a lot and then thought about the other things that are normal listening repertoire in my life that I could relate it to. And I think the most common ones were Animals and Leaders and Tool. So I think you'll end up hearing a little bit of that in the soundtrack in terms of inspiration. But I also hope that I nailed the original idea, which was to be inspired by Steven Wilson and his work.
Originally, Francisco's idea was to have this be a puzzle wherein Amy has to learn a certain word and write it on the wall. When I explained to him the likelihood of my being able to code a system that recognizes written letters of the alphabet, he changed his idea to a cryptogram puzzle. However, I'd recently played a game called Legends of Murder Volume 1, Stonedale Castle, which had a couple of cryptogram puzzles in it, and I found them really, really annoying filler puzzles, like a sliding tile puzzle or a peg solitaire or that sort of horrible thing. So I'd been learning some really basic calligraphy from a book around this time, and was interested to see that the letters were so neat and formulaic that they almost represented a symbol. So I coded a prototype of this puzzle and showed it to a couple of people, and then basically stuck it straight into the game. It required a lot of balancing. I think the puzzle works much better as an isolated puzzle than as part of a big world you can wander in, and I had to tweak it a bunch of times, and Francisco had to tweak it a bunch of times. And at several points I actually suggested that we cut the puzzle from the game completely, but in the end it was kept in. I'm not a big fan of the puzzle as it sits in the game now. I think it's a bit too complex to work well when you can walk away from it, but hopefully not too many people get upset at it. The letter M was not chosen for symbolic reasons. It just ended up being the right letter to have enough characters left over to spell out knock 10 times, which was the original trick, and that was working from there.
The chalkboard puzzle is probably one of the most challenging ones in the game, so apologies if you got stuck on it, but it took an immense amount of tweaking to get where it is now. Ben coded the mechanics of the chalk, allowing the player to draw freely. The trick was figuring out how to register that the correct symbol had been drawn so that there could be some indicator that the player had done it right. In early tests, lack of feedback confused players who weren't sure what to do next after completing the drawing. Fortunately, it turned out that it was possible to check if the symbol had been drawn, and once I coded that in, the puzzle feedback became much clearer. We also had to tweak the calligraphy book graphics a bit, as there were originally grids with large red X's on them which had a very unclear meaning. As it stands, I think the clues are sufficient to make this puzzle solution logical and fair.
The chords, I remember, because this is the first track that we recorded, so I'm used to getting, sheet music or a lead sheet or something before I go into a session. But in this one we were just like, oh, we'll figure it out, because I'm not. Yeah. Apparently there were not guitar chords written before we did this one.
Well, they were written for the instrument I use, but they weren't. A real guitarist wasn't really kept in mind.
Right. So there was like the real chords on a piano or on a sequencing software, but nobody had actually tried to form them with a human hand.
Yeah.
And it showed.
So my program allowed it because they were theoretically playable on a guitar if you were a spider.
Yes, if you were a spider,
it would be doable.
If you had 12 fingers, then you could totally play these chords as the computer allowed you to compose it. And we repeated this process later and refined it, but I had essentially just tab it out in my brain. And with these runs, it's all single string, sort of very traditional finger picking in my case. So a lot of that first day was us just trying to figure out, like, okay, well, you have to put a pinky on something like 8 frets away from your index finger.
There were a lot of chord lookups.
Yeah, and just trying to build everything that would resemble something I could play with my hands.
I just gotta give a shout out to Brian Silliman, who's playing this Reaper cultist in the Market Square. You'll know him as Azrael Odin from Gemini Rue, and Gavin from Blackwell Deception, and some various other roles. Brian is another one of our heavy hitters, and I always love working with him, and I knew he'd nail this, and he did.
About halfway through animating the walking pedestrians in this section, I had a weird epiphany. Until that point, all the pedestrians I'd been animating were just walking along, but suddenly I realised that these weren't just merely walking characters to add some life to a scene, but people who were meant to be living in this world, and they wouldn't just be walking, they'd be shopping, they'd have families, and so from that point on I started adding a few who were carrying things that they were going to trade or that they just bought, some mothers carrying their children, that sort of thing. Even though the difference it makes is small, I think it adds a bit more texture and life to the setting to see people who, despite being unimportant to the narrative we're directly exploring as players, still exist in this world beyond just being something to look at. Funnily, after showing Ivan this revelation, he remarked how funny it was that there weren't any people wearing skirts or dresses, something I hadn't even noticed until that point where he mentioned it. So I quickly scrambled to add a few of those into the mix, especially with the pedestrians that stand around. It's interesting that something that started off as being quite a small idea to just add a bit of life by having some people walk past quickly turned into a realization that in order to give a real feel of this being a real city, much more than a few people walking needed to be kept in mind. Altogether, there are 25 different pedestrians who walk past and 27 different characters who can be standing at the stalls, which is more than the total number of characters for some games that we've made.
Anyone wishing to enter the vaccine lottery may do so by
Amy,
visiting the
what are you
appropriate
looking for?
ministry and applying for a work permit.
You know, if you helped me today, I'd have the perfect life.
You mean... Ah, I see. Be careful where you say that, Amy.
Right, sorry. Anyway, what are you doing to help the others?
A little extra scavenging for items they might find useful. But lately, I've been too distracted by the situation with my daughter. You'd think that for all the crap I collect, I'd have found something to at least try and make her a more effective mask. Only place I haven't had a chance to check out lately is the old Syntrex factory, even though I'm not sure there'd be much of use in there. I just want her to be safe. Losing my wife was bad enough. I can't lose her too.
I know, Gordon. I know. I'll keep an eye out for what you need. You just try to relax.
That would be awfully kind of you, Amy.
Anytime. Have you got anything good for sale?
As a matter of fact, I did manage to get something new which might interest you.
What is it?
An aristocrat guard ran through here earlier and dropped his flintlock pistol. It got a bit damaged, but I figured you might be interested in messing around with it for parts.
Yeah, I'd love to. What are you willing to trade for it?
Well, it's mostly in new condition, so it would have to be something fairly valuable. But you know I'm not terribly fussy. Anything you think I might like.
What was it you said?
Anything of... but you know.
Bye, Gordon.
Goodbye, Amy.
Just couldn't stay away, could you?
No, I haven't quite reached today's quota of looking at dead meat. How are you doing today, Gus? 'Cause I've got the perfect life.
Shh, not so loud.
Sorry. So, how long have you been,
About a year now.
But why? Isn't it risky for you?
Sure, but to be honest, I kind of like the excitement. Makes me feel like I'm part of something important. Plus, things need to change. Just look around you. We can't live like this. Kids can't grow up like this. Danton's gonna bring back the old days.
Anyway, I was told you were having some trouble, so I wanted to help.
Not sure what you can do, but swing by the farm if you want. Pop was asking about you the other day. If nothing else, talk with him a bit. He misses you.
See you later, Gus.
You bet.
Another bit of executive meddling was Denby's character. For a big chunk of production, the relationship between Amy and Denby was that he had a childhood crush on her that still hasn't been extinguished, which, as it went on, just didn't feel right. It felt very tropey, it felt very cheesy, it didn't feel natural. I preferred it when they were laughing and joking with each other as old friends, and so we doubled down on that, and I think it works much, much better.
Hello, Mariska.
Amy, hello.
Looks like you had quite the harvest.
Yes, thankfully. Though nothing is keeping very long. Weeds have become a big problem. Anything you want? You're looking very skinny these days. You should eat. Take a pumpkin. Half price for you. You can make pumpkin soup. You need your strength.
No, it's okay.
One of these days, you'll get so skinny, you'll turn around and I won't be able to see you anymore.
It's all right, Mariska. I ate yesterday. I'll be fine for a little while longer.
No. You worry me when you say things like that.
Relax, it's okay. I'm not dead yet. You said something about weeds being a problem? What are they called? What do they look like?
Blue burglar. It grows very fast, very difficult to control. Pretty blue flowers, though. Too bad they ruined my vegetables. Luckily, I finally got them under control. They won't come back for a long time.
Blue flowers? Now that you mention it, I think I've seen those someplace. Thanks, Mariska. As tough as things are, I feel like I've got the perfect life.
I'm happy for you, Amy. You're always so positive.
I have to go now.
Okay, you come back and see me again soon, all right?
So for the first half of production, this wasn't a glass factory, it was just a factory that Amy walked in and did this one puzzle and left. And I asked Francisco just on a whim, I said, well, what do they make in this factory? And he wasn't sure, he didn't know. And we decided that it was a pretty important detail to add, what was this factory? It would be really useful for world building to kind of determine what they made here. And so he made it a glass factory, and it really changed the look and feel of the place. It really gave it something that it didn't have before.
I would have expected these things to be completely boarded up, or at least sealed. I can't believe this hasn't been scavenged yet. Wood in this condition is so tough to find.
One of my favorite bits of world building was coming up with the jump rope rhymes for the kids. As an added bonus, I wanted Amy to be able to jump rope, not just because it was a cool little thing to do, but also to break up the bleakness of the world. If Amy could take a break from dealing with the horror of trying to survive in this wasteland and enjoy herself jumping rope and singing with some kids, it would make the player feel good too, and also add another element of humanity to Amy's character.
If you can't hear sing...
About a year before launch, I gave Francisco an assignment. Yes, when you work for me, I give you homework. I asked him to go through the game and add little world-building bits that you could experience and learn about the world and the characters in a kind of interactive, exploratory way. And one of the first things he added were these children jumping rope and singing. And I love this, especially the Shardlight take on the children's rhymes. It worked so well. And of course, we had to add the ability for Amy to join in. And originally, Shelley wasn't going to sing it, but I asked her to sing it, and it ended up being so beautiful and kind of heartbreaking when taken in isolation that I kept it in.
When the Reaper comes around, he'll take away your soul, put you in his pocket, and take you for a stroll. Whoa, Amy, what are you doing?
Just letting these flowers breathe. Don't get near the broken glass, okay?
Okay. Beware the red-eyed ravens. They mean the Reaper's near. He'll take away your loved ones and all whom you hold dear.
I really hope I don't have to keep dealing with broke. This has got to be the weed Mariska mentioned.
The Reaper watches from the skies and sends...
Oh, God, that smell. I think I might be sick.
Amy, is that you over there?
Hey, Pop. Gus said you'd been asking after me?
It's been ages since I last saw you. Come over here and let's have a look at you.
Are you under the weather, Pop?
I'm not, but I can't say the same about my sheep. Take a look around. Hell, just take a whiff. That's the stench of failure. Things are bad. Don't know if we'll be able to dig ourselves out of this hole.
Did your sheep get sick? What happened?
Ran out of feed, so half of them starved to death. It's not a pretty picture. Haven't been able to find anything else they'll eat. Farm's gone barren, and now the only thing I'm feeding is ravens. Truth is, if I can't come up with a way to keep the rest of the flock from dying, I'm done for.
I'll keep an eye out for anything that might help.
That'd be mighty kind of you.
What did you say the problem with your sheep was?
Ran out of feed, so half of them starved to death. It's not a pretty picture. Haven't been able to find anything else they'll eat. Farm's gone barren, and now the only thing I'm feeding is ravens. Truth is, if I can't come up with a way to keep the rest of the flock from dying, I'm done for.
I'll keep an eye out for anything that might help.
That'd be mighty...
Why are all these ravens hanging?
They're hungry too. Now that they got plenty of carrion, it's an open buffet for them. Little bastards have gotten bold too. Nothing I do seems to keep them away for long. At least having them around means nobody comes snooping around. They run off at first sight of them thanks to that kooky Reaper cult.
I think we're having the same kind of day.
What's the matter?
This morning I found a man underground. He'd been crushed underneath some rubble. And pulling that trigger was the hardest thing I've ever had to do.
I'm sorry, Amy, but it sounds like you did the right thing.
Did I, though? I could have found someone to help. Why did he have to die?
You listened to what the man wanted, it sounds like. In this hellhole, that's all we can ask for in our last moments.
I guess you're right.
Of course I'm right. Like he said, even if you had gotten him out, you wouldn't have had much of a life left to live. It's not something anyone likes thinking about. It's reality.
I know. I mean, I see death almost every day, but this was different somehow. Thanks, Pop. I think I needed to just get that off my chest.
Anytime, Amy.
I didn't realize you knew so much about the Reaper cult.
I don't, and I don't want to. They're just a bunch of freaks who think worshiping the Reaper is gonna make them die quicker.
But I thought the Reaper was just a story.
It is, but they think the ravens are a sign that the Reaper is on his way to take them away from their woes. So naturally, any half-wit who believes that crap and sees a raven gets scared and goes running in the other direction. Bunch of bullhickey, all of it. Anyway, it's best if you stay away from the Reaper cult. Don't want to put any ideas into your head.
Don't worry. I met one of them earlier. I'm not going anywhere near them if I can avoid it. I'm sorry you're having trouble, Pop, but I've got the perfect life.
Is that a fact?
Yeah. Did Gus not tell you?
Tell me what?
Nothing. Never mind.
Whatever you say, Amy.
I have to go.
Come back.
Before I made games full-time, I used to work on sheep farms in the Western Australian wheat belt, so drawing a dusty, dry homestead with broken old fences and a broken old windmill was basically second nature to me. That being said, I think I've only ever seen a single scarecrow in my whole life, despite having seen thousands of crows. I also come from a place where there are very few hills and valleys, so the long plains to the extent where you can see the city, even though it's miles and miles and miles away, is really what it's like where I live.
The guy playing Pop is probably one of our first quasi-celebrity voice actors. The guy's name is Mike Pollock, and he was the first time he ever worked with us. He is known for doing the voice of Dr. Eggman in the voiced Sonic games. I've never played a voiced Sonic game, so this didn't mean as much to me as it did to Francisco and some others. But it's interesting. This guy was so super professional. He did the voice of Pop here, and he did the voice of Max Huber later in the game. The old man sitting in Fripp Square. And he did both roles. He was in and out in about 15-20 minutes, and every take, every line was perfect. I guess that's what you get when you hire an old pro like Mike Pollock. So thank you, Mike.
Pop, have you seen this weed before?
Sure, that's Blue Burglar. I haven't seen it in ages, though. Where'd you get it?
There's some growing near my place. Why is it called Blue Burglar?
Because it creeps up on you, seemingly overnight. Plant just one and your whole field will be full of them in a month.
Would your sheep eat it?
I think they'd eat anything at this point. Wouldn't hurt to try. Thanks, Amy. I'll go get some more and plant it tonight. At least the sheep we've got left might still stand a chance.
Happy to help. Say, Pop, would you mind if I took this gas mask?
Nah, it's fine. Not doing too great a job scaring the birds, so I doubt taking it off will make much of a difference. Hope you weren't planning on using it, though. The filter's no good.
That's fine. I'm sure I'll find some use for it.
Butcher, a word, if you would.
Yeah, what is it?
The Ministry of Resources is in need. You are hereby requested to provide your stocks of meat for government distribution.
But I hardly have any meat to spare, and it'll be a while before I can get more.
Be that as it may, Aurelius has extended you the courtesy. In exchange, you will be provided 2 water purifiers per month.
I don't know. I have to think about it.
Very well. If you change your mind, please notify the Ministry. But know that this offer will not last forever. Good day to you, citizen.
This scene actually marked a real turning point in how the scenery was made for the game. For the first few scenes of the game, I was working much in the same way as I had for Blackwell Epiphany, eyeballing the perspective and relying on photo textures for a lot of the detailing. However, after the first few scenes for Shardlight were done, I got stuck into full-time production on Techno Babylon, which was mostly using photo textures over 3D bases the designer had given me, and then painting over all of that to finish it up. By the time I came back to Shardlight and we were ready to start full-time production on it, two things had changed. The first was that I'd had to tighten up my perspective a lot, seeing as I'd been painting over 3D models which have perfect perspective, and the second was that I was tired of using photo textures so much, and I was really keen to paint things by hand. That meant that when I started this scene, I was referring to a perspective grid for basically the first time in my life, rather than eyeballing it like I'd done in the past, and rather than using photos textures for details, I was hand painting them all. This was a pretty interesting choice for the game and for me. I think it took away from some of the detailing it could have had, but in return I became a stronger painter because I wasn't relying on the photos to do a lot of the work for me anymore. From this point on in the game's production, all the scenes I painted stuck quite closely to a perspective grid, and I used photo textures very, very rarely.
The market is an important scene because it's where we meet most of the important people in Amy's life and establish how she lives and what her daily life is like. It's one of the first scrolling rooms in the game, and I have to give a shout out to Alistair Beckett-King, who coded the smooth scrolling module which we used here. Normally the scrolling in AGS is pretty jerky, but this module made it work extremely well. In addition to Amy's friends, we felt it was important to have the market feel like a living, breathing place, so I asked Ben to draw some pedestrians. He wound up drawing a grand total of 25 moving characters, 5 children, 10 men, 5 tall and 5 short, and 10 women, 5 tall and 5 short. It was then my job to write code which would allow 4 pedestrians on screen randomized without the same 2 types appearing on screen at the same time. It took a few tries, but it ended up working nicely, and it adds a cool extra layer to the scene.
Just real quick, you probably recognize this voice. That is Daryl Lathan, another one of our heavy hitters. His biggest role was Ray. I always gotta give a shout out to the heavy hitters. Daryl is definitely one of them. So glad to work with him again. Thank you, Daryl.
I met Al Gonzalez from the board gaming and game developer community here out in LA, and I was asking around for basically an acoustic guitarist in the area, and I wasn't planning on having him do electric, but he ended up doing that as well for most of the tracks. I ended up doing it on a few of them, and it worked out incredibly well. I guess I was a little hesitant because I didn't know him as a guitarist. I knew him as a friend and a game developer and a board gamer, and so I was just really pleasantly surprised with how well it worked out, and I'm very happy he had the patience to work with me and my terrifically hard compositions. And I'm very grateful because I think it turned out terrifically.
A reminder to all citizens, the next drawing in the vaccine lottery will
Gordon,
be
I know
held
you said you wanted a gas mask. I've got this one, but the filter is empty. Would you at least be willing to trade the pistol for it?
Yes, this is good. If I can get a filter, this would be exactly what I need. Take the pistol. But if you find any filters...
You'll get your filter, I promise. I'm sure somebody around here has to know something about them.
Yeah, now that you mention it, Nelson's probably the guy to see about that. He's got books on just about everything.
A really interesting thing about using a small range of colours in your palette is learning to trick the eye into seeing colours that aren't there. For instance, in this scene I wanted to have some bluish tones for the water, the pump, and the highlight features on the broken vertical sign, but if I used an actual blue, it'd ruin the colour palette completely, throw it out. Instead, I used a very grey yellow, and by surrounding a very desaturated yellow with a much more saturated warm set of colours, you can trick the eye into thinking it looks bluish. Because it's less yellow than all the other colours around it, it's naturally more blue, and therefore we see a bluish colour without me ever having to actually use the blue hue. If you screenshot this scene and take it into an image editing program and look at those sections with an eyedropper tool, you'll see the true color eyesight and just how much blue hue is in there, which is very little. The wonderful artist James Gurney has a great technique for planning this sort of colour coordination called gamut mapping, and if you're interested in working with limited colour palettes, his thoughts on the subject are very interesting and informative.
Shardlight was an interesting experience for me because it was the first big project I worked on where I actually had to build the world. Most of my other games have taken place in real-world locations, so I've only ever had to do research to find out how to best represent those places. This time around I was free to create the environment from scratch, which was extremely liberating, but also very challenging. One thing that I wanted to focus on was environmental storytelling. The most fun way to do this was via the books in Nelson's stand, as well as the government messages that play over the loudspeakers. I figured it would be more interesting and immersive to read and hear things in the background, rather than have the characters giving info dumps via dialogue.
A reminder to all citizens, the next drawing in the vaccine lottery will be held tomorrow at sundown.
Hi, Nelson.
Good to see.
I think I'd like to read for a while, if that's okay.
Of course.
I want to read up on science.
Wonderful. I think I've got just the book for you.
Interesting. This information could be pretty useful. It's already been picked. Hello, Mariska.
Amy, hello.
Would you happen to know where I could find some salt?
No, but Gus might. I think he uses it for his meats.
I have to go now.
Okay, you come back and see me again soon, all right?
Just couldn't stay away, could you?
No, I haven't quite reached today's quota of looking at dead meat. I'm looking for salt, like the kind you use on meats. Where can I find some?
Well, there's plenty out at the salt flats just outside the city, but it's kind of a pain in the ass to go out there. The walk takes a while, and lugging the stuff back's a chore.
It shouldn't be a problem. How do I get there?
You know the abandoned South Coast rail yard near Fripp Square? Just follow the main track down about half a mile and you'll find it.
Thanks. Will do. Your sheep should be fine now.
Really? What did you do?
Just gave Pop some blue burglar. He said it should be able to feed the sheep soon.
Oh, you're a lifesaver, Amy. I can't thank you enough.
I'm just glad I could help. I saw you having words with that guard. What was that all about?
Yeah, nothing. He was just trying to get me to sell out to the government. I promised Danton I'd give the rebels my extra supplies. I'm not betraying her for the wigheads.
I admire your loyalty. See you later, Gus.
You bet.
I can't believe I never knew about this place. It's the perfect spot to get away from everything. Am I hearing things, or is that music?
The train in this scene is inspired by a childhood memory. My father had a little model train track with electric model trains that would travel around it, and my brother and I particularly liked the train that was based on a General Motors Electromotive Division F unit diesel electric locomotive. I ended up basing this on the EMD F3 model, even though I can't specifically remember which version the model my father had was based around. I really love the look of these old American trains. The style is incredibly evocative to me, and it was really cool to be able to work one into this world.
Plenty of salt has been dug up here. I'll take a handful. I don't need to take any more wood right now. Huh, it's unlocked. That's kind of surprising. Denby, what are you doing here?
Oh, you know, living. That's what people do, I hear.
Did you run away from home?
I don't really want to talk about it. You can hang out here if you want, though. It's nice to have some company.
One later addition to this factory was Denby. Originally, he was not in here. All of the interactions you have with Denby in here weren't in the game. This was a later addition by Francisco, because I had raised the point, and spoilers by the way, that the later torture scene with Denby didn't...
The character of Denby. I think we have a few things to say about him. I think you have a few things to say about him.
I mean, it's a reference to Lewis Denby of Beef Jack, who I worked for at Owl Cave. I worked on a couple of things for them. Most notably Charnel House Trilogy, which is very similar in mechanics to this, but very different in tone. And that was a fun little game to work on. Little. It turned into something much bigger than we sort of anticipated.
As games always do.
Yeah, but Lewis actually posted on the AGS forums looking for artists, and I replied. This was before I was working full-time for Dave. I was working on Blackwell at the time. And yeah, just knowing Lewis and talking to Lewis, somehow, you make little jokes up, and Lewis Denby became the name of a character in the game. I don't really know how you got involved on the Denby joke, but I think it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
I really like Denby. I really like making references to people in games. It's a really fun thing for me. There's a sign in the bazaar scene, which has like Ray's Emporium or something like that, but it's actually the other member of Our Cave, well, one of the other members of Our Cave at that time was writing under the pseudonym Ashton Rays, so that's a reference to her. And yeah, it was just a fun little thing. I think it's sometimes you would be like, oh, we need a name for this character, and I'd come up with a stupid suggestion, as we did with the name of the game, and for some reason you'd run with it, and I was like, okay.
Well, sometimes that's fun to do. Another thing to mention about Denby is how his character evolved, because we touch on a little bit on it in other points, but he was one of those characters that kind of started off as just kind of this generic, like, dorky teen who had a crush on Amy, but we had to fix him around a lot, and he actually became a pretty, sympathetic character. But I remember when we were first beta testing the game or trying it out, or I gave you a build to play, you had a very unique voice for Denby.
Yeah, you presented the character to me as a dumb teenager, in quotes, who likes Amy, and you'd sort of given him this outfit that I'd drawn. You're like, I'd drawn a weird picture ages ago, and you're like, oh, I'll give him that outfit. So
that was complete coincidence, wasn't it? Or did I do that on purpose?
No, you did that on purpose. You told me that you did it on purpose.
Okay,
and I noticed it. And you were pleased that I noticed it. But yeah, I was sort of playing the game, and I came across this guy, and I gave him this sort of, hey, Amy, sort of dumb, horrible teenager voice. And for some reason, that stuck, and you started giving him that voice too. And then Dave came on and was like, guys, you can't have this character that you hate in a game.
And it was funny
expect people to be sympathetic to him.
Yeah, exactly. When I told him that, he was like, oh man, if that's how you guys feel about this character, you guys have to make him more serious, or at least
that's what you get
people to take him more seriously. So yeah.
That's what you get for expecting people to understand our jokes.
Oh, well.
So one of the tracks in the game didn't have a real guitar, and this was because my program allows me to sort of figure out what could be playable on a real guitar, but it doesn't take into account how hard the transitions are in between chords. And one of the tracks I made, we looked at the chords and how it could transition, how we could retune it, and there seemed to be no easy way to rework it, and it wasn't that long a track, and it had effects on the guitar, and I felt bad, but I told Al, hey, you know what, if there's one time we just don't have to worry about it, it's this time. So there is in fact one track with fake guitars in the game, and that's for the warehouse song When You First Meet Denby.
Hey, Denby?
Yeah?
How long did you say you've been living here?
Around 2 months. Not a bad place, really. There's plenty of room, and nobody comes by, so I've got all the privacy I could want. Well, nobody except you, anyway.
I could leave you alone if you want.
No, that's not what I meant. It's cool that you're here. It's nice to have someone to talk to.
Why did you run away?
I said I didn't want to talk about it.
Well, I do. Is it some problem with your family? Is there anything I can do to help?
No, it's just... I felt like I was getting in the way. Mom and Dad have been having a hard time getting us all enough food, and my brother and sister are little, so there's not much they can do for themselves. I figured it would just be better for me to go off on my own. I mean, I still go back and see them and give them anything extra I've got, but I kind of like having my own space, you know?
Yeah, I know. Look at you being responsible. I'm so proud of you.
Ugh, whatever. No need to be gushy about it.
How did you manage to get in here?
They didn't do a very good job of boarding up the doors. It was pretty easy to get in. I'm surprised nobody else tried before I did. I mean, there's like not much left in here, but glass is pretty valuable. I might trade it to Clem.
Does any of the stuff in here still work?
Yeah, I think the furnace still works. It's connected to the gas anyway.
The gas is still on?
Yeah, it's on a natural line, so it's still under pressure even though the power's been cut. I try to keep it off as much as I can though, just in case. Besides, if you need natural gas, I've pretty much got you covered.
Good to know. Just don't light yourself on fire. You know, I've got the perfect life.
What the hell are you talking about, Amy? Have you gone crazy?
No, just forget it. I'll just leave you to whatever it is you're doing.
Thanks.
Here, I think you dropped this.
Oh, sweet! I was gonna go back tonight and steal, I was gonna think about what a shame it was that I didn't have any more chalk.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm glad I saved you the trouble at any rate. I'm guessing this valve must control some kind of gas flow. Assuming it still works, of course.
Yep, it does.
Not much I can do with the outside.
It's best just not to touch it. I learned that the hard way.
That furnace could really be useful. This is a really great find.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
Must be some kind of drain. It doesn't smell very nice down there.
That's not my fault, in case you were wondering.
I wasn't, but thanks for the clarification. There's nothing down there that...
I'd be
These are nice. It's like you've turned this place into a private gallery.
Yeah, I keep them around for inspiration.
They're up too high. Besides, I think they liven the place up.
Yeah, don't mess up my decorations.
Hey, these are pretty good. All yours?
Yeah, they're okay, I guess. My favorite's the one of the pilot.
What are all these signatures?
Like I said, I've been practicing copying handwriting. Those are just my practice sheets.
Hey, these are pretty good.
Yeah,
what are all...
like
This one doesn't look finished.
No, it's still a work in progress.
Is that supposed to be me?
Yeah, you're the only woman I know who isn't old and wrinkly, so you're way easier to draw.
Denby's working on a portrait of me. That's cute.
Don't flatter yourself, Amy.
Why are all these burnt papers on the floor?
Oh, I always burn my bad drawings.
But why would you do that?
What's the point in keeping things around if they don't represent you?
They're of no use to me.
Harsh.
Pretty. Too bad the legs are broken.
Yeah, I wonder how that happened.
I don't want to risk damaging it any further.
Yeah, probably best to just leave it where it is. You're gonna leave me here with the gas on? Are you trying to kill me?
Nothing going on in there right now, but there is the smell of gas wafting out. That's a start.
It wasn't me, I swear.
Nothing in there but ash.
What?
I said ash, Denby. I don't think tossing that into the furnace would be a good idea.
Why not? You're carrying too much junk. Liberate yourself.
If I put wood on there like this, it'll just fall on the bottom when I light the furnace.
Yeah, and then the burnt smell will linger for days.
The pistol should be... Randomly throwing salt into a furnace doesn't seem like a very good idea.
But it might make for some cool sparks.
Nothing happened.
Well, yeah, the gas isn't on.
Now we're cooking.
What? You're actually gonna cook?
No, it was a figure of speech.
Oh, thank goodness. I still have nightmares about that lamb stew sometimes.
I'll make it again if you don't shut up.
Copy that.
Now that is a nice sight.
Yeah, really makes this place feel homey.
I'm not about to go sticking my hand into a lit furnace.
I'll give you my pumpkin if you do.
Fat chance. I see no reason to just toss this perfectly good piece of wood into the fire.
You never did strike me as a pyromaniac.
At least this will make carrying the wood around slightly easier.
What are you doing?
An experiment.
Boring.
Not when it involves burning stuff.
Oh, well, yeah, that's cool then. So, did your experiment work?
Don't be so nosy, Denby. My cast iron bucket, it's been incredibly... My cast iron bucket, it's been incredible... Take care of yourself.
I'll try.
I'll take it. I'm back.
If you...
Fair point. At least this will make carrying the wood around slightly easier. Okay, I'll rub salt into the wood. That should prep it for carbonization. Salt is useful. Nice! The wood burned long enough to become activated carbon.
What?
Spend some time reading Nelson's science books and you might learn something. Time for me to go.
Okay, see ya.
Gordon, look. I got you some charcoal for your gas mask's filter.
I don't believe it. I don't know what to say.
Then listen. Nelson has a science book explaining how you can make charcoal filters. It's really not that difficult. If you can find or make more masks, you can make filters and provide them to anyone who needs them.
I'm stunned, Amy. Thank you for your help.
We've all got to look out for each other.
Merchant, a word if you would.
What do you want?
Aurelius of the Ministry of Resources is officially requesting your supply of raw brass.
What? But brass is my most valuable material. It's practically impossible to come by these days.
Correct. Which is why in exchange, the Ministry is offering you 10 food vouchers a week. Do you accept this offer?
I don't know. 10 food vouchers a week is a lot, but I'll have to think about it.
Very well. If you change your mind, please notify the Ministry. But know that this offer will not last forever. Good day to you, citizen.
That's a tough offer to refuse. Why didn't you accept?
Because if I hand over my materials to the aristocracy, I won't have enough to provide to Danton.
That's pretty loyal, Gordon.
She's what we need to change this place, even if it hurts in the short term.
Citizens, this is a reminder that the Ministry of Medicine will continue conducting weekly screenings for green lung.
It's in no condition to be out. Clem has a...
Glad to see you've returned. I assume you've managed to sort things out with our suppliers?
Yes.
You've done well, Amy. I think you'll get along here just fine. But understand this. Committing yourself to help the Resistance is not a promise made lightly. We require your full cooperation and transparency. No secrets or lies. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, quite clear. So I'm guessing there's more work to be done?
Come with me. Thank you for helping our suppliers. As you can probably tell, recruitment has been slow, which has hindered our progress. But I think with your help, we just may be able to initiate some changes.
What is it you had in mind?
That letter you brought us came from our contact in the Ministry of Medicine. It contained extremely valuable information. I need you to infiltrate the Ministry of Medicine and confirm what this letter says. Do you have any questions?
This Milton, who was he? Why did knowing my father make him trust me?
As I mentioned before, he was our double agent in the Ministry of Energy. With his help, we were able to establish our contact in the Ministry of Medicine. In the early days of the rebellion, Milton also recruited your father as the official mechanic. They were good friends. I never met Cooper myself, but my understanding is that he was just as loyal as Milton. Losing them both has been a blow. I think we'll manage, though. After all, we have you now.
You mentioned my father was with the rebellion in the early days. How come he never mentioned it?
It doesn't surprise me. The previous attempt at a rebellion was met with disastrous failure. They didn't manage to get very far before being discovered and quelled by the aristocracy. Your father and Milton were the only original members to escape unharmed. It's taken us a very long time to get back on track, but I intend to avenge our forefathers and deliver the justice they died for.
If you're so against the government, why do you use the Ministry of Medicine's symbol as your code to get in here?
That's exactly what the aristocracy would expect. Having our own symbol would make us easier to find once they figured out what it was. Sometimes the best way to hide things is to put them in plain sight.
Can you tell me what it is I'm meant to find?
Our contact was unable to provide the exact details in case the letter was intercepted. But if the information he did give us is correct, it means the government is covering up something very important having to do with the green lung vaccine. If you confirm this, it will be exactly what we need to expose the government's lies and incite a revolution.
What if it turns out to be a false lead?
It won't. Believe me, you'll find something in there. You have to.
What's the plan for getting me into the Ministry of Medicine?
An excellent question. You know how the wealthy have contracts with the aristocracy based on their support when they first formed?
I have a vague idea, sure.
If a government supporter were to show signs of green lung, the aristocracy would waste no time in sending a doctor to treat them. I want you to go to Fripp Square. My sources tell me that a notable supporter has recently been showing symptoms of the plague. His name is Silas Harrison. He should be visited by a doctor very soon. Find out when and where the visit will take place. Then, intercept the doctor, disguise yourself, and enter the Ministry of Medicine. Once you've done that, you'll locate the central storage room, where they keep the vaccine supply. I suspect that's where you'll find what we're looking for.
Maybe I should write all this down. It's a lot to keep track of.
No, I'm sorry, but we can't have a paper trail. I trust you'll be able to make this happen. I know it's complicated and dangerous, but believe me when I say this information will change everything.
I guess I should get started.
Good. Head over to Fripp Square and find out where Harrison is. That should get you close enough to intercept his doctor. You might also try checking at the ministry itself. They might have some information on when the doctor is set to make his house call. Once you're in the ministry, you can identify our contact by using the code phrase. I'm not sure how much help he'll be able to give you, but having an ally on the inside is at least better than nothing. I wish you luck, Amy. Remember that if you succeed, the Resistance will reward you in far greater ways than the aristocracy ever could.
Hi.
Don't bother. The aristocrats cut out her tongue.
My God, that's awful. Why would they do that?
She used to work for the Ministry of Knowledge. She was caught stealing books, and that was her punishment. Apparently, Claudius did it himself. Ugly business. Good day to you, merchant.
Go away, you dog. I have nothing to say to you.
Now, there's no need to be.
I just try to make my living here. I have family to take care of, and no help from the aristocracy.
Well, if you would just let me.
My brother Pavel went out scavenging days ago and has not returned. We're all worried he's dead. What does the aristocracy do? Nothing. Sit in their towers and watch us starve. You are young. You do not remember life before the bombs. It was different. Guards were our friends, not monsters.
I appreciate your position, but...
Look, I think it's best if you just go. She's clearly upset.
Fine. I was here to extend an offer of food vouchers from the Ministry of Resources. But if she feels that way, it's her loss. Good day to you, citizen. I apologize for upsetting you.
Oh, thank you, Amy. I always get so angry when I see those guards.
Hello, Mariska.
Amy, hello.
You really shouldn't make trouble with the guards.
I'm not making trouble. It's them who are causing all the problems.
You know as well as I do, you haven't got a brother named Pavel.
Well, they need to understand that life's not easy for us. It's not like they do anything about it anyway.
Just try not to get so riled up, Mariska. He was trying to help you out.
The day I take help from those dogs is the day I die.
I have to go now.
Okay, you come back and see me again soon, all right?
Excuse me.
What is it, citizen?
Could you tell me about this building, sir?
You don't get out much, do you? This is the Ministry of Medicine. They're in charge of all health-related issues in the city.
So this is where people come to get their vaccines?
Correct. Entry is by appointment only, I'm afraid.
I kind of figured as much. You know someone named Silas Harrison?
Silas Harrison? The name sounds familiar. But then, I see plenty of names on a daily basis. I have to write the name of all scheduled appointments here in my ledger.
Don't suppose I could have a peek at your ledger?
Afraid not, miss. This is for government eyes only. And, not to be rude, but you don't look like a government employee to me.
I just have to say, I've got the perfect life.
Good for you, miss. Now please, move along.
Keep up the good work.
Have a nice day.
Let's hope this works.
What was that? What a mess. I told them this would happen eventually.
Let's just have a look at this ledger. Here we go. Silas Harrison is being visited by a doctor this evening for green lung treatment. This information could be very important to certain people. Might be a good idea to take it with me. Fripp Square. I do so love the dirty looks I get from people when I walk through here.
So this soundtrack had a lot of leitmotifs and themes in it, and I tried to sort of work in not only the fact that there'd be musical compositional leitmotifs, but there would also be instruments sort of tied to characters. So here are the alignments of the instruments. Guitars generally, the acoustic guitar generally was the people. It was supposed to be, you know, when you were influenced by, you know, the people of the lower areas. But the harp was what is supposed to be the upper class area. I know that harp being is a little, maybe a little cliche, but whatever, it works, you know. And there was also another plucked instrument, I can't remember its name, and that was Tiberius's, specifically his instrument. And it worked really well with the harp to give it almost a more harsh sound than it would have gotten otherwise. The electric guitar was the Reaper's instrument, and Amy was sometimes an acoustic guitar, sometimes a piano, and I wasn't super, I don't know, I didn't make a defining line there. I liked both of the instruments for her, and I think they contrasted well with one another. Danton was the bass guitar, and I mean, I didn't stick to these hardcore, like if a piece and a mood needed something else, then I went with something else. But if given, you know, an option of instruments, I almost always tried to go with the ones that I had aligned with them previously.
One of my policies, which kind of limits me in terms of voice acting, is that I want to work with local actors. I don't like working remotely. I don't like working over Skype. There's just something you lose when you do that. And since I live in New York with tons of actors, I can indulge myself in that. And the exception, of course, is if you are not local but can somehow get here. And Sam Kernet, the guy playing the newsman, took the train from Vermont just to get into New York to play this role of the newsman. And you know what? If you're willing to do that, I won't say no. So thank you, Sam, for making that long, arduous trek from Vermont to play this character.
There's always at least one scene in a game that I never end up happy with, and this is the one in Shardlight. I really struggled with doing a rich, nice part of town in a style that I'd developed specifically to show a devastated wasteland, and the colours just never really did what I wanted. I've tried fixing it multiple times, but in the end had to be satisfied that I wasn't going to get it to work in any way that I'd be satisfied with, and move on.
You may have noticed several posters scattered throughout the environment. I decided fairly early on that I wanted to have these propaganda posters in the world to give it a sense of history, as well as illustrate the strong presence of the government. I looked online and found several posters from World War I and II, as well as the Cold War, and had a lot of fun recreating them as close as possible to the originals, but putting my own Shardlight spin on them. Even though you can't see them close up in-game, I think they managed to add a lot. Close-up views are available under the concept art section of the bonus content when you complete the game, so check them out if you get a chance.
Hello there.
May I help you with something?
Have you heard the name Silas Harrison?
I have, yes. He's fairly well known around these parts.
Can you tell me anything about him? Like where he lives?
Lady, I'm a town crier, not a town directory. If you want to put your nose where it don't belong, you're better off talking to Flora and Genevieve on the other side of the square.
So you're a town crier? What do you actually do?
I deliver the news to the people of Fripp Square. They ask about specific headlines, I tell them. Some sort of breaking news arrives from the government, I read it. It's rather simple, really.
Can I hear some news?
Very well. Right now, the top headlines are Ministry of Energy restarts generators. Terrorists rumored in the Market District. Mysterious object spotted over quarantine zone. And the weather report. So, what'll it be?
How about Ministry of Energy restarts generators?
Fine.
Attention citizens, the following is an important news bulletin. The Ministry of Energy released a report saying that they have succeeded in restarting 60% of the city's reactors. As a result, more power will be available, starting with the area around Fripp Square. This concludes the news bulletin. Please resume your normal activities.
Hello there.
May I...
Can I hear some news?
Very well. Right now, and so...
I want to hear terrorists rumored in the Market District.
If you wish.
Attention citizens, the following is an important news bulletin. Rumors have surfaced of a group of terrorists headquartered somewhere in the Market District. These dissidents are to be considered armed and extremely dangerous to public safety. Anyone with information leading to their arrest is encouraged to report to the nearest aristocrat guard. This concludes the news bulletin. Please resume your normal activities.
Hello there.
May I?
I've got some news for you. I've got the perfect life.
You, of all people, have the perfect life? I guess that really is news.
Can I hear?
Very well. Right now,
Nothing.
Well.
Hello. Can I?
Very well. Right, mysterious, and so.
I'd like to hear.
Right, you.
Attention citizens, the following is an important news bulletin. This past week, several citizens reported sighting a strange object in the sky over the quarantine zone. Rumors have persisted that it was the Reaper. However, the Ministry of Knowledge insists that this is not the case. The aristocracy reminds citizens not to be swayed by baseless rumors and superstitions. This concludes the news bulletin. Please resume your normal activities.
Hello there. Can I hear?
And so.
What's the weather report?
You'll soon find out.
Attention citizens, the following is an important news bulletin. Weather conditions are as follows. Partly cloudy with a 0% chance of rain. Today's high will be 24 degrees Celsius and the low will be 20. This concludes the news bulletin. Please resume your normal activities.
I don't see how I can use that. This guy is the... I think you should have a look at this.
Interesting.
Attention citizens! The following is an important news bulletin. Silas Harrison, noted government philanthropist, has contracted green lung. He is due to begin medical treatment this evening. Anyone who has had contact with Harrison is advised to monitor their symptoms and to notify the Ministry of Medicine if they begin feeling ill. This concludes the news bulletin. Please resume your normal activities.
I don't remember what game it was, but there were a bunch of birds on the ground, and when you walked near them, they flew away. And it was such a neat little immersive detail that I knew I had to use it from one of my own games one day. And when I saw this scene with the old man feeding the ravens in the park, I quickly asked Francisco, the ravens gotta fly away when you walk over them. So he indulged me, and they're in the game now.
The character of Max Huber is a pretty blatant...
Max Huber?
Yeah, he's a pretty blatant reference to Out of This World, or Another World as it's known outside of North America.
As I call it.
As you call it.
Like real people.
Yeah, like real people. I bet you probably also use the metric system too. Ugh.
Delicious.
Anyway, so yeah, if you've played that game, you know that the alien at the beginning says something which sounds like Max Huber. So I thought it would be Yeah, I thought it would be hilarious to name a character something that sounded like Max Huber. So we called him Maximilian Huber.
It's funny to me because I love Another World, but I don't know how that became a thing that we talk about. You actually, oh no, you played it as a kid.
Yeah.
But never, you got very, very, very close to the end, but never did the very last bit.
I got to the very final screen. And then I had to...
And you didn't pull the lever.
I pulled the lever, but at the wrong time, and I got killed. And then I had to return the game because I had rented it. So, yeah.
There you go.
But yeah,
I'm not quite sure. You actually replayed that a little while ago.
I've replayed it several times. It's a great game. You should all play it if you haven't.
Yeah, it's good.
But yeah,
I've replayed it. I've played it like 100 times or something.
The whole reason it became a sort of meme between you and I was because we both liked it and we both talked about it and we thought it was funny. And I still maintain that if I'm ever near you on Halloween, I want to do it as a dual costume.
Yeah, I could be the big dumb alien. So I've got way too much hair.
Well, you wear a
to
bald
be a bald alien in shorts.
You wear a bald
and little shorts and boots.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. Anyway, another thing with this guy on the bench.
Man.
It's I don't remember if it was an intentional reference or if it just sort of...
I think it was. Okay. I genuinely think it was.
Yeah, so you made a game called Eternally Us back...
I did the art and some of the design for Eternally Us with Stephen Polton back in 2010.
Right.
And we made it for another competition, for a month-long competition this time. And there's this puzzle that I designed right at the very beginning, which everybody hates. Like, everybody loathes this puzzle, where you have to get food to a little pigeon, but the big pigeons keep pestering him. So somehow that seemed fun enough to make a reference to in this. But yeah, everybody absolutely hated that puzzle because it's the hardest puzzle in the game and it's the first thing you have to do.
Yeah, it's okay.
So, and it never kind of turned out. Sometimes you design a puzzle and it never turns out how you thought, so you tweak it or you cut it or everything. But when you're doing things for a month-long competition, you run out of time to do that. So yeah, it ended up being something that a lot of people really did not like. But anyway, it lives on.
Excuse me, sir.
Hello, miss. What can I do for you?
I'm Amy Wellard. It's nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too, Amy. My name is Maximilian Huber, but please call me Max.
Do you live around here?
Yes, just around the corner, but ever since my wife passed, I like to get out of the house and spend time with my friends.
Your friends?
Yes, the ravens.
So, how much time do you spend with your friends?
Not all day, but most of it. They are beautiful creatures, aren't they? How those Reaper cultists have turned them into a symbol of fear is beyond me, but to each his own, I suppose. I only wish I had something to feed them with. The poor things look terribly hungry.
What do they eat?
Anything, really. Meat, vegetables, insects. They're not picky eaters by any means.
I'm looking for Silas Harrison. Do you know him?
Know him? Not personally, but I know who he is, certainly.
You wouldn't happen to know where he lives, would you?
I'm afraid not. I never had any cause to pay him any social calls at his home. My apologies.
You know, it's days like these that make me realize I've got the perfect life.
That's a lovely attitude to have, my dear. Your optimism is inspiring.
Have a nice day, sir.
You too, my
Excuse me?
Yeah. Oh. Where did you come from? She looks like she just came from the quarantine zone. Don't be silly. You know nobody ever leaves that awful place. In any case, I'm sure you've got a lottery job you should be doing. Why don't you run along and leave us to our conversation? Which reminds me, I need some new servants. I was entertaining guests the other day, and they kept interrupting. Good help just keeps getting harder to come by. And that's great, because news
There's no way I can just walk in there. I'd have to fill out heaps. Hello, Mariska.
Amy, hello.
Do you have any vegetables a raven might like to eat?
Ravens? Yes, I see them around my garden all the time. They love my alfalfa sprouts.
Have you got any for sale?
Sure, but take this bag. On the house.
Are you sure?
Yes, I owe you after helping me with the guard. It's the least I can do.
Thanks. I have to go now.
Okay, you come back and see me again soon, all right?
Excuse me, sir. I got this bag of alfalfa sprouts. You know, so you can feed the birds.
Thank you. This will certainly make the birds pleased.
The tiniest raven I've ever seen. Poor thing. It's too scared to eat with the bigger ravens. Excuse me, sir.
Hello, miss. Oh, what can I do for you?
That little raven up there isn't getting any food.
You're right. I'll toss some extra food closer to it so it can eat.
Those flying rats just knocked the waste bin over. Oh, the smell! Disgusting. I hope a street cleaner comes to clean it up. Seriously. It's about time someone came. Now, what was that you were saying, Genevieve?
Can you believe Harrison kept his disease to himself?
I know. I was just at his manor last week. Now I'll need to go to the ministry and get checked.
Everyone on Threadson Street will. He should know better than to throw parties if he's got green lung.
I'll bet his gardener gave it to him. His love of topiaries will be the death of him.
Interesting. A mansion on Threadson Street with topiaries. I just hope Harrison's tastes are unique. Excuse me, sir.
Hello, miss.
That little raven up there isn't getting any food.
You're right. I'll toss some extra food closer to it so it can...
Oh, they've knocked the little monsters. You know, that's not a bad idea. They should make that a lottery job immediately. Can I am
Oh dear, you frightened them.
I'm Dr. Collins from the Ministry, here to see Mr. Harrison.
Of course. He's in his room. Just walk down the hall. It's the fourth door to the left.
Damn, looks like I got here too late. But maybe there's still a way I can get close to the doctor without being seen. I don't think drawing attention... Time to do a little peeping.
Good evening, Mr. Harrison. What seems to be the trouble?
You know damn well what the trouble is. I've got that blasted plague.
What symptoms have you been having?
Last week, the coughing started. Since then, it's only gotten worse. And yesterday, I hacked up some blood. I've had a fever all of today and haven't felt like eating anything since yesterday. Not to mention, I haven't been able to sleep a wink.
I see. Have you been in contact recently with anyone showing symptoms of the disease?
Well, 2 weeks ago I was relaxing outside in my yard when some vagrant came by to ask if I could spare any food. Well, naturally I told him I couldn't, but he became belligerent when he heard that and spat in my face. To think, a man of my stature with green lung. I can't imagine the scandal.
Green lung doesn't discriminate, Mr. Harrison. It can affect anyone.
So can you do anything for me, Doctor?
Not to worry. You're in good hands. Your support of the Ministry of Knowledge means you'll receive only the finest care the government can offer. I'm going to give you a dose of vaccine. That should fix you up by morning, but you'll need to get another dose in about a month's time.
Why can't you eggheads at the Ministry of Medicine get off your collective asses and develop a cure already?
We're trying. Believe me, this isn't an easy disease to cure, but the treatment works almost instantly. You'll see.
So I'm stuck getting this injection once a month for the rest of my life?
I'm afraid so, although I'm sure you'll agree that it beats the alternative.
Yes, well, that is true. I could be dying in the streets like those filthy mongrels in the quarantine zone.
Yes, with the monthly injection, you won't have to worry about entering the terminal phase.
Let's...
Of course. Just hold still a moment. There we go. You should feel like a new man in just a few hours. Now, I'm going to leave an appointment card here for you. Just bring it to the Ministry of Medicine when you're due for your next vaccine dose.
Can't I send my servant to get it for me and bring it back here?
The green lung vaccine is a valuable commodity, Mr. Harrison. We don't release it to just anyone.
So can't you just come back and shoot me up when it's time? I don't want to have to go all that way.
We'll see. I know you've curried favor with the aristocracy, but I'll leave the card here just in case. Oh, and I'll leave a little something with your butler to help you sleep. But give the vaccine a few minutes to
Oh, thank you, Doctor. I appreciate it.
Think nothing of it. Feel better, Mr. Harrison.
That card is my ticket into the Ministry. But how am I supposed to get it?
Damn! Where is that confounded servant of mine?
For some reason, I thought it'd be a fun little experiment to animate the tied back mosquito net on the bed, blowing gently in the breeze when Amy opens the window here. This actually proved quite difficult to do smoothly at a low resolution, especially because I had to animate separate layers of translucent cloth, which meant a lot of experimenting with weird ideas to get it to finally work. The finished animation is 60 frames, despite the fact that it hardly moves very far at all.
Hi, this is Nathaniel Chambers with
Andrea Kaplan Chambers.
This is my wife, and she helped me out with some of the sound effects later on because we couldn't find, I couldn't find good pre-done sound effects for shoes on tiles and shoes on carpeting, and so I basically asked her to do that for me. So I pointed a mic at her shoes and had her walk a bunch. What was that like?
It was fun, actually. I have a pair of really huge boots. The brand name is called New Rock, so they're gigantic, big, goth, stompy boots, and I got to put them on and walk up and down and shuffle up and down the hallway.
And how much did you have to do that?
Relatively 6 or 7 minutes. Not too bad, but I actually got to wear them.
Yeah, there was a lot of takes there. Would you say it was an interesting or boring job?
I'd say overall interesting, but the process is a little boring.
So you were also there when I was writing the music for the game. What do I look like when I'm working?
You look focused, concentrating, and sort of like you're in the zone.
I've always imagined I look like Gollum hunched over.
I would not say that you look like Gollum.
No.
But maybe the intensity of Gollum, yes.
Originally, the kitchen featured a small trash can where the sack of flour now rests. It was placed there mainly for decoration, and even had some interactivity in the form of Amy stepping on the lever and opening it to remark that it was empty. However, during testing, a lot of people rightly pointed out that having it there was misleading, as they thought Amy should be able to move the trash can to stand on it and be able to reach the bell. While a viable alternate solution, it would have required extra time and animation, so it was much easier to just replace it with another object.
I've given him a dose of vaccine. He should be back to normal by tomorrow.
Oh, joy. I'm so relieved.
If it's any help, I have some sleeping pills for him. He should be ready to take them shortly.
Good. At least that'll give me some more peace for a while. Soon enough, he'll start ringing that damn bell for everything again.
Well, I wish you luck. I need to head back to the Ministry now.
Thank you, Doctor. Have a nice evening.
You too.
all in all, an excellent suit. I just can't get enough of this stuff. My compliments to the chef. One word, delicious.
And so it begins. You rang for me, sir?
About 10 minutes ago. What on earth took you so long?
I was...
Never mind the excuses. Just give me one of those sleeping pills the doctor gave you.
Yes, sir. Will you be wanting it with your usual lemon and elderberry tea?
That's fine.
Then if you'll excuse me, I'll return shortly.
Finally. I thought he'd never get to sleep. Quietly now. So now I'm stealing an old man's only means of getting more vaccine. I really hope there's something in the Ministry worth finding, Danton. Oh no.
Dave mentioned earlier about the idea of giving Amy green lung, which worked great, but Ben pointed out during an early playthrough that we don't actually see the effect of her having the disease aside from having her mention it. This opened up the perfect opportunity to have Amy have these green lung attacks to ramp up the drama and tension at certain points in the game. My favorite is this one, where it starts off as a dramatic bit where Amy is at risk of getting caught, but also reveals a different side of Silas Harrison, making him more than just a crotchety old man.
No, please. Of all the times.
Eh? What? Who's there?
Shit.
Ophelia? Is that you? Well, they told me you were dead. Oh, my dear Ophelia, come back to take care of me. I'm sick. I knew you would. Ophelia? Are you there, my love?
That was a little too close. Even if it wasn't locked, I don't think I could just go waltzing in there without...
Just had to come back, huh?
I keep you around for some things.
Oh, knock it off, Amy. You sound almost happy to see me.
Denby, you mentioned before you were good at copying handwriting.
Yeah, sure.
Do you think you could copy this doctor's writing?
Shouldn't be a problem. What do you need me to do?
Change the name on this card to mine.
Oh, yeah, easy. Just give me 2 minutes. There you go.
Hey, nice job. Thanks. Don't get into any trouble, Denby.
I just forged a government document for you, Amy. I think that's kind of impossible now.
Excuse me.
What is it, citizen?
I'm here to see Dr. Collins.
Is that so? I assume you have an appointment?
Yes, I've got my card right here.
So you do. All right, I'll open the door for you. You'll be checked in and directed to his office. Enjoy your day, and I hope you feel better.
Thanks. Here goes nothing.
Hello, miss. May I help you?
I've got an appointment with Dr. Collins.
I see.
Is there a problem?
Well, how can I put this kindly? You don't exactly look like our normal type of visitor.
What does that mean?
It's just the way you're dressed. It's not typical of the people we normally see here. How exactly did you get your appointment, if I may ask?
I guess it's because I've got the perfect life.
What? Is Danton stupid? Didn't she at least tell you to get a disguise?
Well, she did, actually, but I found a better way.
You do realize how much you stand out, right? If you try and see the doctor looking like that, they'll call security and have you escorted out. Then they'll start asking me questions about why I let you in, and things will only escalate from there.
So, any ideas on how I can get a disguise?
I'll have to think about it. Just don't go any further into the ministry until we figure something out.
Hey.
What can I help you with?
Is the central storage room accessible from here?
Sorry, I don't know. They keep the location secret, and I'm not at a high enough rank to have that information.
What's that panel used for?
It's a directory. Navigating the ministry can be a bit daunting, so it's designed to ease the process. People still manage to get lost, though. I don't know why they made this place so confusing.
So have you thought of a place to get a disguise yet?
Honestly, the only place I can think of would be the staff locker room. It's just down the hall. Hopefully you won't run into anybody on the way there. Just look it up on the directory so you know where to go. And be extremely careful. If my cover gets blown because of you...
I'll be discreet, I promise. Thanks for your help.
It's what I'm here for.
The receptionist, played by Andy Schmelko, also known as Alfie Banks in Golden Wake, and Corey Palmer in Blackwell Epiphany, and the Mindjacker in Technobabylon. We like Andy. It's really all we can say. Funny thing about the character of this receptionist is he went through a few iterations. The first draft of his dialogue, he was just a receptionist, and he was nice, and he helped you. And I'm a cynic. I am deeply distrusting of people who are just nice. And so I wanted to give him a reason to actually help you. So we made him a mole for the resistance. So he helps you, but he doesn't like you much.
Welcome to
to the Ministry of Medicine. Please select a destination or request directions.
I'd like some directions, please.
Please state the name of the room you would like directions to.
The staff locker room?
One moment, please. Walk down the hall 2 meters, then make a left. Do you require further directions?
Nothing else.
Thank you.
I think mixing for this project was a good bit of a challenge because I'm so used to mixing kind of more complicated and busy music, and this one it really was like, no, you got to make it sound good, and there aren't many instruments to cover up the fact that they might not sound the best. And I think especially that was one of the most important reasons to get a real guitar, because a fake guitar sounds perfectly fine in a busy track, but in a simple track where it's just guitar and it's just moody, well, wow, you really need that presence, that realism, because all the focus is there. And so while the other tracks were fake, the guitar wasn't. And I think I had to do a lot more work on the mixing this album than I've had to do otherwise. Like, when I normally mix music, I'm like, okay, does the snare come through? Does the kick come through? You know, does everything feel punchy and right? And this time it's like, well, I don't have to worry about any of that. So I could have just, slapped it on there and called it a day, but I think I ended up going a lot farther by buying some new plugins to help give warmth and character, and I'm really happy with that because it brought that necessary extra 10% or so required to lend the moodiness to the simple compositions. And this is especially true for the parts that didn't have guitar and didn't have that extra benefit to having a real musician. I need to make sure there was something there to give character.
Interesting. Either security in here is lacking, or this one's just not being used. This one is empty, but I can see the lock mechanism and it's surprisingly simple. It shouldn't be too tough to jimmy one of these open. I just need something thin to get in the doorframe. This should do the trick. Aha! This set of clothes looks promising. All it's missing are some shoes. Let's see what we've got in here. Nothing much except a pair of shoes. They look like they might fit. Right, I'd better make this quick. Oh, that was nice. I can't remember the last time I took a hot shower.
Welcome to the Ministry of Medicine. Please select a destination or request directions.
Dr.
Follow the agency. Do you?
Nothing.